It is now a couple of days after Miss Smith's arrival in London, and it has been a rainy March morning, and the cobblestones of the streets in the East End are surprisingly clean, washed clean of all manner of detritus, and shining damply in the morning light. The narrow streets stretching in all directions down to the docks and working areas in the factories of the East End of London. Conditions here have improved somewhat over the last sort of 50 years. Some of the worst of the slums have now been cleared away. There's a whole lot of building projects underway to improve this area of London, but there's still a long way to go up, and there's still a lot of places out here for sorts of monsters, both humanoid and non-humanoid, to hide. The four of you have made your way across London from Mayfair, following the rumours of the Serpent lurking in the East End, or under the East End. And are you making your way all together in the same carriage? Would that make sense? Or are you going on foot and parking the carriage outside of the dodgy parts?
I imagine we take the same carriage, but as we all get in, I'm just staring at Johan. Johan, don't look at the horses.
Well, I think our carriage driver has those under control, right?
You know what you did.
I think that's a coincidence, not something that I deliberately endeavored to do.
You have a funny name and you say funny words that make me mad.
What doesn't make you mad?
Scones.
Scones.
Buxom ladies. Money. Whiskey.
I mean...
Napping.
You're pretty solid all around on that, aren't you?
Yeah, like a house cat, really.
With a knock on the top of the carriage, and Bo leans down and goes, "Do you want me to take the carriage right in, or park up here?"
I think we can walk the last bit, and you just, take it back or something.
I'm not leaving it here. If the carriage stays, I stay.
Yeah.
You leave a carriage here, you'll come back to find it's got no wheels. And definitely no horses.
Or horses, yeah.
Yeah, I think keeping it here makes sense, right?
Think so.
Why not head back here, then?
Sounds good.
We'll work our own way back, I think.
Yeah.
Alright. Good luck.
I think we'll need...
I'll go grab
Thanks,
a coat.
mate.
I'll go grab a coat that is not as well made as my usual clothing, so as to not be as conspicuous as I usually would be.
Okay. How about the rest of you? Are you trying to blend in and look like you belong here, or are you just sticking to your usual manner?
I'm blending. I'm wearing like the old clothes, the old Augustus clothes, and I have a long kind of shaggy coat where it hides my gun, my long knife, my brass knuckles, and I'm kind of like in my old stomping ground, so to speak. Feels good.
Yeah, I think Mortimer will be wearing an old set of clothes rather than anything decent as such, and chances are it's the same stuff he wore when he fell. Well, Franco fell in the crypts beneath Highgate. Probably that same outfit that got washed and cleaned, but it's still probably not perfect. And chances are over that he'll be just wearing a long black jacket, like pretty much the woolen coats that were fashionable at this time, and over that it's just something that fits in, but it's old.
Oh, D'Angelo's wearing his usual? His two-piece suit. He has his notebook and his handgun with him, as usual.
Okay, so a mixed bag. Some of you probably blending in a little more than others. As the carriage pulls away, you're there standing on this street corner. You can see rows of shops, people starting to go about their ways. Hawkers carrying wares, people just... It's a bustle of business down here. There's always a lot going on. Several sort of chop houses and drinking establishments. It's probably a bit early in the day for them to be really busy, but there is some custom coming and going.
Right. So how should we approach this? Do we want to ask around or go looking?
I don't know this part of the city well. Augustus, do you know this part of the city well? You might know people who'd have information about strange things.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. There's the hard way, and then there's the easy way. The hard way takes forever. The easy way is pretty fast.
Which way is the Augustus Green way?
The Augustus Green way would be me standing out in the middle of the road going, hey, I got money for people who have information. Then usually, not always, but usually, they would come to me because they know I'm a salt of the earth type of man, and they would answer my questions for some coinage. That's the easy way.
Yeah.
The hard way is I just start beating the hell out of people and they tell me things.
We could just find a bar.
Yeah, okay, well,
People talk in bars. Buy him a beer and tell him all.
Yeah, well, damn. All right, there's probably one, I think it's called the Bloody Crow, down the way.
Had we heard anything about strange things in this part of the city? Any reports of some people, or?
Yes, you've heard reports that people... It was mostly reports in the sort of trashy newspaper. What was the one that Franco used to write for? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, that sort of newspaper that will report on anything, like giant pig seen fleeing sewers pursued by serpent. Residents in terror.
As long as we're in the right part of the city.
All right, follow my lead. Let me handle it at first, and if it doesn't work that way, we try a different way. All right, I think it's down that way. And Keeper, how far do you think it would be to get to this? The Bloody Crow's the one that popped into Gustus's mind. He thinks it's like a half block away. Is that about right?
From where you are, you think it's a couple of streets. If you like head up Whitechapel Road a little way, then turn off. You know,
Okay.
It's not too far away.
Okay, and it's a rough crowd, as Augustus remembers it. So he's like, "Boys, keep your eyes about you." Johan, you're a capable guy, but you're very polished and prim and proper. So you should especially be watchful.
I'm perfect. I'm wearing proper clothing for this area.
I know, but you can't ever hide who you truly are. And you're erudite, sophisticated, a man of culture.
Look, I saw you talk to the ladies, and I have to agree. I think it's best if you do the talking here.
Right. So, with that being said, onward.
Okay.
Mind your coin purses.
You head onwards to this brick building crammed in between shops and houses. There's a painted sign hanging outside to aid in the recognition of people who can't read the written sign that says this is the Bloody Crow. Someone has nicely illustrated a blood-covered crow, very perched on like those spikes you use for displaying the heads of criminals, sort of old-fashioned, like medieval severed head display spikes. They've probably got the name. The crow is perched on one of those, pecking at an eyeball. It's The artist was clearly enthusiastic about their subject matter.
Yeah. All right. I just walk in, and before I even see the lay of the land, I yell, "Hey, it's Augustus Green. I'm back. There's been some weird stuff going on with disappearances. If anyone knows anything, line up right by me off to the side. Me and my friends will ask you some questions. You can make some coin."
And the landlord
Also,
looks up from behind the bar. Augustus Green? I
Augustus
thought you'd gone
Green.
all upmarket these days.
Augustus goes where Augustus goes, and Augustus is here because Augustus goes here today.
Last
Rounds
I heard,
on me.
you were up in Mayfair. All right. Well, if rounds.
Rounds on me.
And as you say that, you watch the one who was just near the door just slip out, and
One moment, I take the coins, I hand them to D'Angelo. D'Angelo, you handle with the payment. I'm going to follow that person outside.
he's just slipping out the corner. You see him knocking on the shutter of the door house next door. Do you want to get close, or do you want to listen to from a distance?
I would like to. Tell me if I can do this. I'd like to make a stealth check to see if I can get close, but not keen.
Give me a stealth roll.
I guess this is
He hears you coming. You catch the first half of what he was saying before he notices you. He goes, "Get in there, there's a guy giving out free beer." And then he turns and sees you.
Hey!
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. I just didn't know if you were going to go get someone who might know something of what I was asking about.
What was it you were asking about? I didn't hear that bit. I just heard rounds on you.
The disappearances. I'm asking about the disappearances around here.
Which disappearances?
Well,
I mean, is it the
You're
people
not trying to be
disappearing down Wapping, or the people disappearing over up near Bishopgate, or is it the people disappearing? Is it still Ripper stuff? I mean, he's not. No one's heard much of him recently.
I'm going to lean
There's
in.
so many disappearances around here. You're gonna have to be specific.
I'm looking for a strange type of disappearances.
Strange disappearances.
Something maybe around the sewers. Rumors about
My cousin
large
fell in a
animals.
sewer once and died.
Do you know anything about animals causing disappearances, sewers, snakes, that sort of thing?
Oh, snakes.
Snakes. Augustus pops his knuckles. Snakes. Oh.
I think Jim said something about snakes. I'll ask him.
Where's Jim at?
Probably it's his shop. Shall I get him to come? If you're giving out free beer, I can get him to come here.
Why don't you give me his address?
Sure.
Or you can go get him, and I'll pay you and him for the time. But I need to get back inside.
Second option.
Okay.
You give me money, I'll get Jim.
You know who I am. You know what I'm about. You go get Jim. You come directly to me, okay? I'm going to be in there.
All
Understand?
right. Yep.
Okay. If you fuck this up, what's going to happen to you?
I won't get any money. That's shit.
I'm losing my touch.
So.
I crack my knuckles again. If you fuck this up, what's going to happen to you?
I mean, I won't be here, so you'll have to find me. All right.
That's funny. I'll bend your knees funny ways. All right, I go back in. Yeah.
Okay. Whilst Augustus was out in the alley, what were the rest of you up to? There's a fair few people in this place, probably about half a dozen, which for this time of day is quite busy. At the moment, they're all hurrying up to the bar, even the ones that already had a drink in hand, to say, I'd like my free drink, please. Yeah, like, how and you hear one woman at the end, how many free drinks is it? Like,
How exactly did I end up in charge of the money
if-
in this situation?
I don't know. I'm just gonna
Like,
go shove the people aside a little and just hand her like a bill below my arm so the others don't see it. About this much. And I'll just vanish in between.
so, what was it you wanted? Oh, it's gone.
Let's get
Alright.
this dealt with first. I think this will take a moment anyway.
It's,
All right. Well, we are looking for people with knowledge over missing people, rumors, sightings of strange creatures, specifically in these sewers.
Yeah.
And Angelo will remove his notebook to an empty page. Please line up orderly. Do not
they
waste our
all crowd
time.
round.
Of course. Mortimer will just basically be quiet, but keep an ear out in case he hears anything about people talking about people who vanished or any strange stories that
Give me a
fits
listen
what-
check. At the moment, everyone is talking at once. You could hear sort of everyone in this place talking at once about. I used the word disappeared around that. I constantly fell in the river. Does that count? You got eaten by a fish person.
Extreme
There's such a thing as
success.
fish people. You do hear one voice through this, like, cacophony, going. This about the snake. I saw it.
Yep, definitely the snake.
And you see
I would-
one sort of oldish woman at the back of the crowd of people who seems to have slipped in since the offer was first made. This is
we're not
getting busier and
anything-
busier, this pub now. The tap room
Yeah,
is filling up with
everyone's brought everyone
people.
in. Yeah, so you saw this snake thing.
Yeah, I saw it.
Was it big, or I'm guessing it was?
Massive. Like, I mean, I think it were a snake. I've seen pictures of snakes, and I went to a museum once that had, like, snake skin, and I saw a snake charmer over at the market, but these were much bigger than his. I was out working and heard a noise from down an alley, and I went to check just in case it was one of the others had got into trouble, and I just see this great big snake, I think, just moving across the alley. So I ran.
That's probably the best option. Where was this snake seen, or how long ago?
This must have been a bit over a week ago. It was over. You know that bit down near off Bethnal Green Road where it looks down towards the railway?
I think so. I'm sure one of my friends will know it.
Yeah, it was just down there, past the corner where it used to be Pete's Coffin Shop, but it's not Pete's Coffin Shop anymore. And then you carry on just as far as where the Dohertys live. Oh, I don't think they live there anymore, but there's an alley just there.
That information is perfect. That's just what we were after. Well, thank you for your help, and here's some
Point.
money for your time. And I'll
Thank you, sir.
pass this on to help get yourself another drink or something.
Augustus, you're back in. You can be back in the room by this point.
I stop and I look at this and I see my compatriots. They're handling it like it's chaotic. No one lined up. No one obviously was ever going to line up unless you like threaten to like slap them or date their moms or something, right? So like I kind of knew like that was going to happen. But I'm proud. I'm proud of my rich posh friends for not being eaten alive in here. However, I can't let them know that I'm proud of them because that would be bad. So I yell at the top of my voice, and I'm going to try to do an intimidation check. Everybody shut the fuck up, line up. That's how we'll get the information and the drinks, and stop annoying me. And I look over at the bartender and I hold up some money, some more money, so they know that the drinks are going to be taken care of. I'm obviously not threatening the people who work here.
Yeah. He carries on pouring drinks. Still nobody lines up. No, some of them heard. It's more just that this place is quite busy now. I think
Yeah.
some people do start to line up in like two different lines, going in opposite directions.
I'm gonna walk over to those lines. I'm gonna try to like push them together in a queue, and then I'm just gonna talk to them. I'll handle it that way.
As that's going on, Johan, do you mind making me a spot hidden check, please?
Sure. If I opened up my character sheet, that might be important. This one here.
Okay.
Who would have guessed? It's just a lot going on here.
Good to know. Yes. So, the woman Mortimer was talking to is sort of finishing up her tale when another man sort of pushes through the doors with a dramatic entrance. He's this fairly big, heavy set, like bearded, broad-shouldered. Looks definitely like he sort of lifts heavy things for a living, or punches people through walls, depending on which side of the ride he falls on, or both. I heard someone was looking for me.
Yeah, are you Jim?
I'm Jim. Yep.
Jim, you want a free drink?
Yes, I'll take a free drink.
All right, Jim, I'm gonna go over there to that table after I get your free drink. All right, thanks for coming.
All right.
And just give me a second. I'm gonna go over to the bar, get the drink, get one for myself, go over to the table. But I want to look back and check on my compatriots and make sure that they're safe.
I mean, they still, as in, I think. So Mortimer was questioning that woman. D'Angelo and Johan, are you just mingling in the crowd still, or have you stepped out to one side? What are you up to?
D'Angelo is sorting through information that he's being given. Specifically, he is sorting things that seem mundane to things that seem at least occult adjacent, and he's taking notes with his trusty notepad.
Yeah, if you allow the topic to spread from just snakes, people are keen to tell you about all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's one man here who's very convinced that there is a cult operating out of the basement of a butcher's shop over down near St. Catherine's Docks. He's heard strange chanting. That's what he says. Strange noises, strange chanting. Burning,
And
they've
was the
got
time
candles
of
down
this
there.
chanting?
Pardon?
What was the time for these strange chantings?
All hours of the night and day.
And
People coming and
what was the
going.
language?
Well, not English.
Was
I
it
don't know what they were
Latin
saying.
by chance?
I don't speak Latin.
Did it sound like words you'd hear on Sunday service?
Afraid I am. I'm at chapel myself. Don't deal with high church.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. So I peered through the window since there was someone with a big book in robes there.
Can you describe what the robes looked like? With a solid color? They had designs.
White robes. Definitely robes.
I see in this book. Did you see it?
No.
All right. Any other information?
That's all I got. Someone else
All
chimes in
right,
with,
you may.
if you're after people do it, there's some... I saw someone sacrificing a goat down in Wapping once.
And tell me about this goat.
They walked it out to the end of the pier, cut its throat, and threw it in the river.
Were they feeding something?
I didn't stick around to see.
Were they also wearing strange clothing?
Oh no, they were just, they had a hat on.
Was the hat unusual?
No.
Was there anything particularly unusual about this person?
They had a goat. You often see
Noted.
people wandering a goat round there.
I will make a note of the goat. Any other strange occurrences?
Yeah, I once, I saw a werewolf once.
Was this werewolf just a large wolf?
No, it was walking on two legs. It was
And where was this wolf?
over in the graveyard. It was digging around and howling at moon.
What night was this?
Oh, this was years ago. This was don't remember what night it was. Must be like 5 years back.
I see. Was there anything else strange about this creature besides
Besides the
You
fact
think
it was
that
a
it was a wolf?
werewolf.
Yeah.
Can't rightly say I've seen that many werewolves to compare whether this was a strange werewolf or not, if I'm being honest.
And all right, thank you for your information. Is there anyone else?
And again, more people flood forward. Some with sensible tales, some with utter nonsense. And as yes.
Oh, I was just going to say, after he's spoken to that lady, I was giving him the information. Mortimer would have positioned himself near the door with his back to the wall so he can just look at the whole situation to see what's going on and see how everyone's handling it. But if someone makes a break for it, he can always stick a foot out sort of thing to stop him from making a run. But
Yeah, give me a
It's
spot
on my
hidden
thing.
whilst you're doing that, please.
just keeping an eye and stuff. Fail.
Good to know.
Johan would be talking now that the clump along the bar is dissolved. Johan would be talking to the barmaid. She's been probably hearing a lot from everybody, and she has a good reason to be happy right now.
Never been this busy.
Well, that makes it a good evening, doesn't it?
Evening?
Hmm?
It's only like 3 o'clock last time I checked. It's gonna be a long day if this keeps going. This lot will drink a bar dry if you keep throwing money in their hands.
I've never actually drunk a bar dry. Might be worth a try. Did you hear anything weird? I mean, you've got to have ears all around everywhere, right?
Yeah, everything weird.
There's all the things, right?
You know, if you've heard one drunkard story, you've heard half of them. Most of it's utter nonsense.
I mean, fair, but you're a smart lady, right? You can find the ones that are odd.
It's all nonsense if you ask me. Like, There's not werewolves running around the graveyards. There's not snakes lurking in the sewers. There's enough monsters out there without us having to make up stuff like that.
But what if it's just a rarer monster?
Look, I believe what I can see with my own 2 eyes. And I don't believe in any great giant bats or vampires or ghosts or any of that. I think it's rich folk with too much time on their hands making stuff up, and then drunks with too much gin in them seeing stuff that ain't there.
True. I must admit, that's probably it most of the time.
But, well...
You know, if you're not looking for the oddities, how are you gonna find anything new, right? Just humor me, like a bit.
Look, if you want to find people to believe in this nonsense, I suggest you talk to Sally, or little Jim over there in the corner.
Thanks a lot.
But,
And I'll just leave another note on the table.
I'm just here to porcupines, not to deal with this nonsense.
That's probably the wise way to deal with that.
That's much appreciated. Anyway.
Well, at the very least, the weird stuff is now making you a very, very lucrative evening.
Yeah, the landlord will be happy. Okay.
And then I'll go and meet up with Sally.
Yeah, so Sally was the woman that Mortimer was talking to
Oh, yeah,
previously.
Right.
So you wander over towards her. Meanwhile, Augustus and your new friend.
Jim,
Yep.
your buddy. There you go, mate. Your buddy told me that you knew something about mysterious disappearances and snakes and sewers and stuff.
Yeah, this is about the great big snake that's down in the sewers.
Yeah, so Augustus pulls out like pen and paper and he goes, "You don't mind if I take notes, do you?"
Go ahead.
Tell me about this snake. Tell me everything you know about it, what you saw, all that good stuff.
Well, I'm a labourer. I'm doing some work down over in the Mile End, Newtown, building up stuff. And it's all going to be quite fancy. They're connecting all the things into the sewer, like, directly. So that your outhouse...
Indoor
Anyways.
plumbing?
Oh, no, not that far.
Gotcha.
But, still, it's, all quite nice. Been, trying to see if I can scrape together enough to get me and the missus a place there, but, might not happen.
Why's
Anyway.
that?
You know, expenses, everything costs money, you know. And, rent's always going up. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the, snake. So I was out there delivering some materials and, heard a noise from, down beneath, and I heard someone shouting, so I stuck my head down to see what was going on, and it was one of the lads what, you know, goes around, makes sure that the sewers, you know, aren't blocked, don't fall in, all that sort of nonsense. Not a job I'd want. I hate small places myself. But I heard him shouting, and then he started screaming, so I climbed my way down the ladder, horrible slippery ladder, and then the screaming stopped. And then I just heard this noise, this slithery sort of sound. And I shone my lantern down, see what was up, and I just see these two great big eyes staring back up at me. Well, I like to think I ain't a coward usually, but I was up that ladder fastest you've ever seen a man climb anything. And it's only when I was out with the sewer that I stopped to catch my breath and get my head straight. But it's down there all right, and it's big.
Did you, guess you never saw that guy again, did you?
No, I asked around about him, because one of my brother's mates works in sewers, but apparently just disappeared halfway through his shift. I mean, it happens. Sometimes people get stuck down there and they only find them months later, or sometimes they never find them at all. But they paid out because he died on the job. Well, at least I think he did. Did know one bloke who ran off down the tunnel, got on a boat and ran off to France once because he's had some debt trouble.
France is a cursed place.
Yeah, well, they only lasted 2 weeks, and then he came back, and then some guy broke his kneecaps for trying to avoid the debt.
Was this 6 years ago?
Yeah, it must be about that. Yeah.
Oh, it was me. It was yeah. I used to collect debts.
And broke kneecaps.
Well,
Not a job I want either.
I was actually just going to threaten to break his kneecaps, and he did something very foolish. He pulled a knife on me, which made me mad.
He was a foolish man all around.
It was a very foolish man, and it was a butter knife too. What a fucking dunce. Anyway, is there anything else that you can think of that I should know?
If you're thinking about going down there, watch out for gas pockets. They vent off most of the gases, sometimes where it builds up.
What indication would I have of those?
Well, I guess it gets hard to breathe. Well, if you've got a light down there, goes up like nothing else.
Jim, you have a couple more drinks on your boy Augustus, okay?
I can't stick around. I've got to get back to work, I'm afraid. The woman doesn't think too much of us turning up for the job drunk, which is fair enough. I've seen some gnarly things happen.
What's the foreman's name? Is it George?
Yeah, how did you know?
You shouldn't mess with him. He's a really powerful puncher. Anyway,
George,
Jim.
George Watts. Yeah.
Yeah. George.
Oh, well.
Tell you what. Here's the money for a couple drinks. You have them later. All right. Okay. All right, Jim. It was nice to meet you. And don't give your friend who got you any money or drinks. He's kind of a prick.
What, Pete? Yeah.
Yeah. Pete the prick. Prickly Pete. Yeah.
They call it, no, that's Slippery Pete.
Slippery Pete. He needs a new name. That's disgusting. Anyway, I gotta get on with my new digs, and best of luck on those apartments.
And he
I
heads on out.
I get up and I make my way back to my compatriots.
Okay, so D'Angelo is currently still surrounded by everyone trying to tell them every tale they heard off their nan and every piece of third-hand gossip that's ever been said. Mortimer, I believe, is lurking by the door. And Johan was talking to a young woman with very sort of brightly reddish dyed hair that's almost this, I guess probably hennaed red. Is this about the snake as well?
Yes. I mean, it's basically about everything weird. Just, there might be stuff to find for academics and stuff like that,
Yeah, we've had academics down here before. They come and ask us questions and make maps of stuff.
They've been down here before? Damn it.
Well, not down here, but down this area. We get
for the new
tripod
construction.
things and yeah, wander around, wearing their hats, nodding very solemnly,
Very important people, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I recognise a few of them. You get them down here after hours as well. They come back later.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of why.
Well, I can tell you what I told your friends. Saw a great big snake. And I wasn't even drunk.
That might actually be a thing that we might want to see. But yeah.
And she recounts the tale she saw Mortimer about seeing the snake down the alley. And as she's reaching the end of it, this is when Augustus wanders over to the rest of you.
Hey, I got some information. How'd you fellas do?
I mean, they're working quite well. We have a little bit of a story.
Yeah, you guys look like you were all doing pretty well. D'Angelo, you handled the money well. Mortimer, I trust you were listening well, using that analytical mind of yours, that very calm, placid, soothing mind of yours.
Yeah, I spoke to Sally over there, and she had seen the snake about a week ago.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I think that we might want to find a quieter place to have this conversation, if you catch my drift.
I'm sure the tavern here has a back room.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and ask.
Don't ask.
Yeah?
I'll ask. You have a back room?
Yeah? Not very
use
fancy
it?
though.
That's fine. I'm not
Holly,
very fancy.
Open up the back room for these gents. And move them boxes.
I'll get the boxes, Paul. All right, boys, onward.
There we go.
The barmaid opens up this slightly dingy little back room for you. There's a couple of tables. A sort of damp smell in the air. But it's private.
All right, boys. I used all the detective skills that Franco taught me. Talked to this guy named Jim. He's real good guy, smart guy. I could only think in order though. So he's a laborer. He was working in Newtown. They're doing sewer connections there. It's nice. Trying to get a place with the missus. He heard some noise from underneath, some shouting, then some screaming. He stuck his head down. He saw this lad who's like a sewer cleaner. What a horrible fucking job. You know what? Fuck prisons. Make people clean sewers. That'll take care of crime. Wouldn't have fixed me. I'd have slapped everybody. Anyway, he saw that guy probably get eaten. I don't know if he saw it, but he saw it. And he heard this horrible slithering sound. He saw the snake. But here's the other really important thing. If we go there, there's a slippery ladder. Now, we do not have a good track record with climbing and ladders. So, Johan will go down first. And we have to be careful with lights because there's pockets of air gas. And apparently, if you light a match around this gas, it'll explode. So that's some fucking bullshit. I don't know why they made it that way. But yeah, we have exploding gas. What the fuck? That's what I got. I trust Jim. He's an honest guy. He was sober. That's important. His friend Slippery Pete or Slick Tally Pete or whatever. I don't like him. If you see him, punch him in the mouth because he deserves it. That's what I got.
It's good to know. We need to be worried about gas.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yes, we usually only have to worry about that when you have too many beans, Franco or Johan. Sorry, you look like Franco. You remind me of him sometimes.
I'm fairly certain that we do not look alike.
You look exactly like the eyes.
I see. So
How did this person vanish? You mentioned an entrance to the sewers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go down the sewer alleyway. They're still building them, so we'd probably have to go. We'd probably have to go at night, I would reckon, or at least after hours. But it's in Newtown, and I got like the directions. Hold on, let me check. Let's see what else I wrote. Yeah, the Bethel shop. No, that is something else. Anyway, but yeah, Newtown. The Newtown, they're building apartments. I'm sure it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Alright.
Sounds start of a plan.
It sounds like guns won't be very effective in the sewer.
Probably not a good idea, except as a last resort.
If we have to shoot the guns, I think this is just me logicking, so it's dangerous. But I think if we have to shoot the gun and we're not too deep, he talked about they sealed off pockets, so they would obviously be sealing off they'd be sealing off the gas, right where they come down and fairly deep in. But if we have to go deep, then I don't think guns would work, or they'd only be a last resort. Does that make sense?
It does. I also think we should bring a rope. Make it go down the ladder. We could get a knotted rope, tie it to the top rung of the ladder, and it'll make it easier to go down.
Yeah, breadcrumbs too. I read a story where, like, if you get lost, you take some fucking breadcrumbs, you put them on the ground, you can't get lost anymore. It's science.
So, what's the plan? We go at night?
Go at night. We tie that rope. We bring a lot of rope. That way we can keep tying on rope so we don't have to, And then if we find this snake, I think this is what's going to have to happen. If we can't use our guns, we're going to need knives, and we're going to need big, strong men. Now, unfortunately, I only have you three. So I'm going to be doing, like, triple work. But it is what it is. And Mortimer, if you stab me with that fucking sword cane again, I'm going to beat the shit out of Johan.
Fair enough, that's valid.
that is totally gonna dissuade him.
It will, because he cares more about other people than he does himself.
We'll need to kill like a little bird.
Well, to be fair, there's lanterns we can take that I believe they use them in the mines that are safe to avoid setting off gas.
That might be a good thing.
I wanna throw this out here too. If you all want to sit this one out and just send me down there, I'm okay with that. I'll just use my newfound magic. I'll wiggle my fingers, take care of it. We're done.
Just a question. What if you go mad or die?
Well, if I die, I'm going to the great big house in the sky filled with buxom ladies, or Satan's going to torture me for all of eternity. It's 50-50 at this point. If I go mad, if I go crazy, then I'm definitely killing the snake. So, honestly, it seems like I got a 50-50 shot of buxom ladies. It sounds great.
To be honest, I would rather we know if anything like that happened.
Well, how would I tell you? I'd be in the house with the ladies. Don't fucking
Exactly.
listen.
So we can't let you go down there alone.
Don't.
You're just trying to keep me from my buxom ladies.
I mean, potentially.
D'Angelo,
How do I do that?
how many spells do you know?
Enough.
Or
Okay. Do you have any snake killing spells?
possibly, though I would prefer it if you're not forced to rely on the occult. Every scholarly source and unscholarly source was constantly reiterate that relying on things beyond your understanding is a surefire way to cause more problems than you had in the first place.
Sound like you hate science. Anyway, that's what I got.
The things that I know, except for like the blood ward, are very, very certainly things to never be used.
What is the blood ward that you can do?
Oh. You take the blood of a living creature and use that to augment your defensive capabilities. So anything that's physics-based will just pop, you know, it won't be bothered by most things.
Sounds very useful.
Yes, it is.
Mortimer.
It strains the mind, though.
Mortimer.
Yes.
What spells do you know?
Nothing that would be useful.
Can you, didn't you tell me one time you can summon a demon?
Yeah, it's never a good idea to summon anything. I can summon things, I can talk to things, and I've got a couple of dangerous spells, but there's always a heavy drawback to them.
You just gotta live a little. When's the last time never mind, I'm not gonna finish that question. Look, I mean, I'm just saying, lads, I feel like we got a lot of options. Fuck it. Let's
start getting our stuff together, get prepped and ready.
Yeah, we gotta. Can we all agree we all take a gun just in case? But this is more of a blade scenario.
I think we should take guns, but only use them as a last resort.
Last resort. That's right.
Because if it reaches the point where we have to use the gun, then we're probably not worrying about the explosions. We're probably worried about being eaten.
Who the fuck can eat Augustus Green?
I mean, the snake your size probably can. The thought is, Mortimer, that I have a thought now that you reminded me of that. You know the thing that killed Wolfgang? It drained him.
Yes.
And it did so unasked.
Yeah.
On its own.
I believe
If you were to ask it, just do that and then leave. Drain the snake and leave.
That sounds like something you'd ask a buxom lady to do. Anyway, why not? I like it.
That's what she said.
That is literally, I know many buxom ladies, they oftentimes say that. Let's
Before we begin doing those things,
I did not notice how drain the snake sounded by the time I was saying it. And
No, specifically drain the snake, then leave.
yeah, that's the leave that really accentuated it.
Perfect.
it is certainly
maybe
but the problem will be if there's more than one snake down there.
Then we're gonna die.
may be able to.
Let's just assume it's going to be fine.
If it was one snake, maybe, but there might be 2, 3, or I don't know.
D'Angelo has a thought, and before you say that thought, D'Angelo, I just want you to know, I like you. You're one of 5 people, so if you die, I'll be sad.
I'm pleased to hear that. Before we all begin trying to converse with other things, I might be able to improve your bladed weapons to some degree. I've never done it before, so I cannot speak to exactly which changes will be done with it, but it might be preferable to trying to parlay with other creatures.
That sounds great, to be honest. Do we have anything we need before we go down there?
Rope, lanterns, wellies,
I'm thinking like
gaiters, perhaps, waders, something like that.
Thinking like a bird, taking a bird down there. We know that there's a gas problem. We know we can't have open fire, otherwise we would have just taken a candle down.
Yeah.
Having a bird is probably a good idea. It might even notice stuff before we do.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds a plan. We get all the equipment together and get ready.
Agreed.
What type of knives do we take? Like, what type of bladed weapons? Like, I got my big knife, but we need like, is there like special steak knives or something?
Whether an axe would be a good idea, I don't know.
An axe.
Is the plan then to collect all your bladed weapons, cast your spells, do any other preparations, then sort of go down after
possibly.
nightfall when no one's looking?
I'm thinking Mortimer might. Johan, this blood ward thing you can do. How long does it take to learn that?
Took me an hour or two.
A few hours, yeah. I think it was an afternoon of.
Keeper, do we have enough time to do that?
Your time is your own. You are making your own schedule here. So if you want to take the time to
And this was the morning.
to learn, yes,
We did start off early in the day, so
it
we've
was a
got time.
hazy period of day. It was the morning afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, there were people in the tavern, so it can't be that early.
Hey!
It can be.
It can.
I know
It can.
people who. I used to go to the gym at 8 in the morning, and there was people in the bar.
I mean, yeah, those are still there. There's the time from like 11 to say 3 where they're not.
Trust me, you go to a pub. There's some pubs
Someone's
where no
still
matter
there.
what time of day you go in there, there's someone in the corner with a pint.
The same person every day.
Yes.
But yeah, any chance you could teach me how to do that blood ward? I think I'm not actually fully healed up at the moment. I'm still a bit bruised, so I think anything like that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we'll certainly try to get that, and we'll take the time to teach everybody that wants to know.
Does everyone want to know this? Are we having a blood ward learning session? Does anyone like to excuse themselves from this?
Go on.
So, I
Everybody.
assume, are you heading back to the society for this then, I can presume?
Yes.
Yes. And I think this is a request that's now becoming worryingly common. The cook is able to obtain for you a bowl of fresh animal blood. And James directs you away from the library to one of the other rooms, but actually he directs you towards one of the storerooms at the back of the kitchens and go, look, last time someone did this, the wall started bleeding.
It's probably better if we do it in a room.
It is not my place to, if you wish to do it in one of the nice rooms, to object. However, may I suggest this room is more easily cleanable?
I think we don't need to, put you under undue work.
Also, I would not relish the task of explaining to Miss Plum and Miss Smith why the library walls are covered in blood.
Oh yes, that would be
What about
probably
the basement?
quite the hard one. Yeah.
This is the kitchen. This is the basement. It's
There's not a second basement?
no.
Well, get on it.
You can't just dig below a building, it'll just collapse.
Well, then do it better.
There's sewers and all sorts down there.
Making a lot of excuses.
Yeah, funny thing, aren't they actually digging below London's houses and then putting a cellar below them for stupid amounts of money?
They are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of there's not that many London houses with like. You get like basements that are sort of lower ground level. I don't think there's that many with like proper underground basements. I guess depending on where they are, they might have flooding issues. Like,
There's a river nearby.
or you just hit a plague pit. Like there's a 50-50 chance of digging anything in London that you're going to hit. Like, it's like old unmarked Victorian sewers, plague pits, like
Roman temples.
Roman temples and archaeology, and just an not an issue then, but unexploded ordnance and bombs, and it's a minefield digging down there. Literally.
But yes.
But you don't have to worry about that in the 1890s is safer.
Yeah.
In some ways, but also not. Also, there's not much space down there anymore. Like, you see the maps of like everything in 3D, like it's a honeycomb. Like, there's so many tunnels down there. Like, surprisingly, the whole thing doesn't just go. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so you retire to learn the Blood Ward, and I don't remember what roles they made people make last time. I think I'm going to ask for an intelligence roll here.
Is this to learn the spell, or...?
You're learning the spell, but you're not learning it from reading a book. You're learning it from in quite a short time being taught. Let me try and remember what
You have the 6 points, Augustus.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the actual instructions for this are in the chapter I can never find. There's a chapter of magic in this book, which I swear moves around. Wherever I think it is. It's never there.
Oh.
There it is.
Wow.
I haven't got it on the correct tab. I'm just hearing a lot of wows. That's a success from Mortimer, a success from Augustus, and Johan is just demonstrating how to cast it as you sort of drain your magical energy and put it into this ward. Although it's not a very good ward.
I mean, I was distracted by teaching.
Distracted by teaching. Yeah, that's also a success from D'Angelo. But you're watching the symbols and the movements as he goes through it, slowly demonstrating how this spell can be cast. And I think all of you have some knowledge of magic. So you've either cast spells before, or you just find this starts to make sense to you. Like, there's something intrinsically logical about... I mean, what he's saying makes no sense on one level, but you feel this... Augustus, you feel this instinctual connection of course. This blood... This is how blood magic should work. This...
I am a nerd! I've become what I've hated! But my mind is strong. Mortimer, I am now the classy, refined intellectual of the group. You're on notice. You gotta lift weights and get stronger so you can be the brute.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, we're
question
doomed.
is, do any of you wish to attempt to cast a blood ward now?
I do.
Yeah.
Those of you do will have to make me a power roll. You're aiming for a hard pass. A
Do
hard
I need to
success.
do any sanity checks or anything to
Not
the
yet.
Okay. All right.
This
Power
is first
roll.
of all, we will cover the sanity and magic points.
I failed the power roll.
Okay.
How much luck would I need to succeed on that?
So that would need to be
A lot.
hard success. So
Oh,
that
huh.
would need to be 5. Hang on.
A fair bit.
38 points of luck, I think. Take that
Good.
hard straight. So
The 38 is D'Angelo.
oh, that's the angel. Sorry. Yeah, yours would be
With-
61.
Yeah.
A fair
61.
bit.
So
Yeah, I won't spend the luck on it.
So Augustus, you feel sort of my mind like pushing through this magic wraps around this protective ward. We'll get to you. My one question to you is how much of your energy magic do you want to put into this? You can put up to I believe it's up to 6 magic points in. You also the cost is 1d4 sanity overall. I wasn't cruel enough to make it 1d4 per magic point.
Okay.
That would just so roll me 1d4 for the sanity, then as many d6s as you want to put in terms of magic points. It could be 1d6 if you want to go small scale, or up to 6d6 if you want to put the maximum amount of magic points in. Okay. So please deduct 4 from your magic points and 1 from your sanity. And you now have this blood ward of 13 points around you. So most physical damage, unless it's somehow like poison or something that's coming internally. Actually, I think poison might fall under the blood ward as well. Depends what it is. But the blood ward will absorb damage first.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not poison, because it's a shield around you. Okay. Mortimer and D'Angelo, you don't feel this instant. The magic is just there, just tantalizing the out of reach. You have 2 choices now. You can either accept that today there is no blood ward and try this again at some point in the future, or you can push onward and try and break through and really put more of yourself into this, to really sort of stretch yourself and reach to cast this spell. This will be another power roll. If you make the hard success, that is a success. If you fail, if you don't get hard success, you will still succeed in casting the spell. However, there will be negative consequences, ranging from minor to severe. So it's up to you whether you want to push this magic or not.
I think Mortimer won't push it this time. He'll save it for another day.
Yes. If you ever try and cast this spell again, it does count as a push roll.
Oh, it'll count as push next time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll still give it a miss this
Unless
time.
you go back and learn it from scratch. So, if you go back and sort of relearn it and take it from the beginning again, then it counts as a new instance. But if you...
Yeah, I think at this point the negative possibilities are too risky, seeing we're just about to set off.
Okay. D'Angelo, do you want to take the risk or go on without?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Good.
So yes, you don't feel this protective magic wrapped around you. You're just sat there in this back room of the kitchen, with blood smeared all over yourself. I think because D'Angelo, you were there, weren't you, when they were casting the spell in the asylum at Albrook? You saw this in action, but previously, although this time at least it's not being cast with the blood of recently killed humans.
Okay. Does anyone have any belated weapons they want me to modify?
Shik! Whatcha! A comically large knife appears. Handed to you properly, though.
And
I've got a cane sword,
Fine.
but how many can you do at once?
I don't know. We will learn together, I suppose.
Do you have one yourself?
No.
It might be worth doing yourself one first, and then... Does it matter the size of the weapon, or what metal it is, or anything like that?
I don't believe so.
There's nothing to indicate that would matter. This is a spell that is permanent. The effect it will cast on any weapon will not fade. It is permanent until this enchanted weapon is destroyed. It does require a permanent sacrifice of power. So the power you put into enchanting these weapons is permanently lost. For each...
Do I know what it does before I use the effect?
You know that it is intended to create enchanted weapons for the use in ritual magic. There was no mention in the book of it making them better for stabbing serpents.
Oh. There's a risk. Right.
So what does this improve the weapons in any way, or?
It may make them more useful for whatever magic you all perform. Don't think they'll directly hurt anything better, but...
Yeah, it's probably worth giving mine a miss.
Well,
Unless, I mean, by the sound of it, it makes ritual items rather than fighting weapons.
I mean, it's probably useful to try that for the two of us that are going to be in front. Right? Mr. Green and I both succeeded in our wards, so having, even if it's more of a ritualistic weapon, it may give us an easier time harming these things. And I mean, it's a question, right? It's not like we're not losing anything. It's a decision you need to make. It's your mind.
Well, we will try it with one at least. I don't know the full effects of whatever it may take.
Okay. So which weapon are you trying this on?
Any volunteers?
You can use my knife if you want, but if you wanted to use one of your own weapons, maybe that would be fair since you're the one who's putting the work in. I want you to feel like you're getting a fair shake on this, D'Angelo.
Bladed weapon roll?
Pardon?
Is there a roll for using... I don't think I'm good at bladed weapons. I don't have...
It'll just be
either fighting brawl, or sometimes it gets, if you're using it a lot, you can separate it out into a knife skill to improve it separately. Like if that's your main choice of weapon.
I'm not particularly gifted with bladed weapons, but...
Doesn't seem to be for that anyway. It doesn't seem to be improving the fighting weapon.
If there's anyone willing to give one to me, I would appreciate it. I imagine I could purchase one, but we don't have the time.
To be fair, we're in the kitchen, there's probably knives.
I mean,
If you
I
want to
have
enchant a kitchen knife, you can. But
I have spare knives, like stabbing,
Yeah.
killing knives in my room. If you want me to go grab one.
I mean, are we assuming that this ritual might destroy the weapon that it's used on?
Don't
It's not that
think so.
expensive
It
of a
seems
knife.
permanent objects.
I think if we are going to use one, then probably one with a bit of heft, and I would hand over my rapier.
Right. I will take the rapier.
okay. How many points of power do you want to put into this? This is power, not magic points.
I'm gonna
You
go with
wait.
10.
Oh boy.
This is
Only with
permanent. So to
10.
create permanent items, it's usually
It's fine. It's
a
fine.
10.
It's fine. It's fine. It's 10. It's fine. It's
10?
fine. It's
Are you
fine. No
sure?
consequences. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything will work out. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not like we're playing a game with consequences or anything.
Yeah. So please deduct 10. Well, don't do it yet because it might not work out. But please make me that hard power roll, which I will allow you to do before you deduct the 10 from your power. See if you can. Yes! You feel this force of your mind, this power, your life was just draining out into this blade. As please now deduct 10 from your power and roll me 1d4. Yes.
Oh, sure. It's
The
fine.
blade glows for a moment, like hotter and hotter. There's this, the floor underneath it sort of scorching and little smoke rising from the edges. And then smoking stops. And the blade begins to cool. It just looks like the rapier it was before. But D'Angelo, you can almost feel its presence there. That some of your very essence, the will, your mind has gone into this blade. This is something else now. And what exactly that is remains to be seen. But yes, please deduct that 3 points from your sanity. Which is a much minor loss in comparison.
This looked like it worked.
I think so. It is certainly different. More aware. Insanely so.
Well, are you alright?
Think so. Though I'm not sure I could give it back to you. Seems to be a part of me now, to some extent.
Fascinating. May I hold it?
Or
I'll pick it up. Does it feel different to me?
It feels heavier. Like, you know it isn't heavier, it's the same size. But it just feels weightier in your hand. It's like the weight of something pulling down at you.
Fascinating. And I'll unbuckle my sheath and put the rapier in front of D'Angelo. Well, that's certainly something different than we thought it was.
It is a bit exhausting to create. Don't think I'll be able to make another one anytime soon.
Well, considering that it felt a lot more unwieldy than it usually does, it's probably better if you don't. And I guess you may keep the rapier.
Assuming we all make it out of this safely, I can purchase you another one.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not short on money. This was a risk the entire time. It could have just you saw how hot it got. It could have just melted into a puddle.
That would have been different. But I suppose you'll see if it is worth it in the end.
True.
Johan! Can I see the rapier?
It's no longer mine.
Well, I guess I'm just... Cut me with it. See what happens.
I do not know if that is wise.
You do know if it's wise. It's unwise. But we might as well know.
You're shielded right now.
That's true. Maybe we'd overcome the shielding, and then we'd know something.
Potentially. But that's not wise as well, because you kind of want that shield for the fight against the snake.
Well, all right. Someone grab James. We'll cut him. I'm kidding. I love James.
How about we try out on the snake?
We can try it on the snake. We try it on Miss Apple or Miss Peach, whatever her name is. I hate that lady. Horrible.
D'Angelo will draw
Joke.
the blade and attempt to transfer some of his magic into it.
Okay. How many magic points would you like to put into the blade?
Since we're just, doing all the risks today, why don't we just do all of them,
Okay.
0 or 100. 0 or 100.
So that is what? 12 of them?
I think so, after
Yes.
my
So currently
sacrifice.
your magic points are currently 0. You'll get them back at the rate of 1 every hour. So
I think
currently there's 12 magic points in the blade, which you can use to draw from instead.
I have understood how this thing works, and it would have been useful in other ways, but I need to rest.
Okay, so are you all prepared for your expedition?
I think I'm not yet. Is it still like midday time, something?
Let's say it's evening by now. Depending on when you want to set out, you could set out, now, in an hour's time, in 2 hours' time. The choice is yours.
I'm feeling a bit naked without my rapier. But it's getting a bit late. I don't think the metalworks have still opened.
Well, Johan, would you feel better if I brought you down a couple of my knives? I got a backup big knife.
It's a rapier and a knife aren't the same thing.
The cut, it's better than nothing is all I'm saying. I got brass knuckles if you want them.
I think I'll just take one of your knives for now.
Okay.
Keeper,
on up.
is there no shops that it'd be possible to buy a sword from? Like a rapier, a fence and saber, that sort of
I'd
thing?
say at this time of night, a sword is probably not something you could easily acquire. However, you are currently in a house once belonging to a slightly eccentric Victorian collector hidden away in this house, no longer on display, there is, if you ask, there is a cavalry saber that was taken off display after a previous incident. There are also several other antique weapons that lying around the place.
I will probably, in the course of the evening, I will probably be in like the living room somewhere, trying out that knife, and not looking pretty happy about it.
Yeah, so you're there like turning this knife and.
Yeah, and trying to get a feel for it, and at some point, probably
Sir?
get into a conversation with James about it.
Mr. Lieutenant, sir?
Yes.
Are you after a sword?
Yeah, I'm really not with this. Mr. Green is used to those, but
This. Wait one moment. He comes back carrying this. I think it would be sort of probably dating from sort of Napoleonic War cavalry saber. This used to be on the wall in here, but there was an incident in which, let's say a previous resident of the house used it to stab Miss Carter, and saber was removed from display.
I can understand that. There's been situations that make everybody want to stab somebody. Well, this is certainly better than a short knife. Thanks. That'll help. I'm, still going through the motions. Still a little unbalanced, but not as bad as with a way too short knife. Well, I'm ready. We can make our way.
Okay, are we all set? In which case, it's probably been an hour since the enchanted blade creation incident. So, all of you who have been throwing around magic can have a magic point back. As you head out back towards the East End. And we will pick up after the break. We'll see you back in 10 minutes' time. And we are back. So, our investigators have done their research. They have cast their blood wards. They have poured their life force into enchanting rapiers. And now they prepare to descend into the sewers of the East End of London. Make your way back through the dark streets towards the area where Sally had seen the Serpent, and towards the edge of this building site, where you can see these terraced brick buildings being halfway through construction. Some of them completed, but most of them still standing roofless. Around them there are cobble streets, and a short distance away you see this large metal cover of the access ladder that Jim described descending down into the sewers below. Don't seem to be that many people around.
Do you have a quick question? Is this near the opium den that had the serpent person go into it?
The opium den's probably is closer to the river.
Oh,
It's probably about
enough.
half a mile from where you are now. So nearby, but not right next door.
Okay, just checking in case it was nearby.
Okay, everybody ready?
Suppose so.
Well then,
As ready as we can be.
I guess the two of us go first, and you follow after.
Yeah. You want me to go first, or do you?
It'll be
I'll
fine.
go first. I'll go first. Real quick, gentlemen. I know we all brought our guns, but they are a weapon of last resort. Brawn and blade. Blade and brawn. I'm gonna get fucking eaten. Alright, let's go.
So I think
Okay.
first thing we'll tie the rope off, which will be a knotted rope to make it easy for us to climb down.
So you've got this metal ladder and the rope for extra assistance. So whoever is descending into this sewer, please make me a climb roll with a bonus die.
I am so screwed.
Climb.
Incredible.
If ever you want to set up a cult base that no investigator can ever get into, you just have a steep ladder leading up to the entrance, and
Both of us succeeded.
so D'Angelo,
Oh,
if you're losing the rope, you get to do it with a bonus die, so essentially you get a second roll.
You're right. Up.
So Johan and Augustus descend first, so heading down this ladder with the rope for support. Yes.
I'll spend 4 luck to succeed in that one.
Okay. And as you reach the bottom, you're down in this darkness. You've got, I think it's a miner's lantern you are taking down there. It's a safety lamp. Your feet splash into about like mid-calf deep water. Now, it's been raining a fair bit recently, so the water is, reasonably deep here. But on the plus side, this means it's also reasonably dilute. So this is a combination of rainwater and also sewage. So as your feet splash into the bottom, you hear Mortimer descends down after you. And then you hear a loud splash. As D'Angelo, you're almost at the bottom, and your hand slips, you don't grab hold of the rope successfully, and you land rolled in this liquid at the bottom of the ladder. You don't take any damage. However, you are now covered in sewage.
You take damage. That's dirty.
Softened.
Please give me a constitution roll. Let's see how
Dang it.
may play in now or later. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
D'Angelo, you saw me fall onto. Who did I fall onto when we were at the boat?
The
Maybe it
boat
was you.
mostly.
Yeah, most of the boat. I almost
and then
crushed someone.
I mean, it was D'Angelo that got tipped over the edge.
That's right.
Yes, it was.
Yes. D'Angelo, I've always admired your ability to take it like a champ. So, righto, old chap. And I just go. I'm trying to be sneaky as I can in this awful wet place with a lantern.
What you're in is this arched brick hallway with the floor covered in water. And if you know what, this is not too disgusting. You can go on. If you check on Discord, there is an image of a representative sort of structure. And this covering of water on the floor. And these arched brick.
Yeah, I can't be
overhead and
stealthy
corridors
here.
leading off in all
Yeah.
sorts of directions. And this metal ladder reaching down into this space. Your
Yeah.
footsteps, this is sloshing splash as you move through.
There's no stealth. Okay. I'm just barreling forward. I'd be paying attention to my surroundings. I have my hand on my knife, but I'm just barreling forward.
Okay, are you just picking a direction at random? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I'm just going straight.
Okay, so as Augustus charges on ahead, are the rest of you following in his wake?
I'll pick up the rear. In case we, get something uncomfortable from behind. I think you two should be in between us.
Makes sense. I'll just follow Augustus and keep an eye out and see if I can hear anything like snake-like slithering in the water towards us, sort of thing.
Give me a listen check.
Listen or spot hidden?
Listen, this is listen.
Listen first, I think. Nope.
You can't hear anything much over the splash of your own footsteps echoing around this space. Johann, you do make out what sounds to be jaunty whistling coming from down one of the side passageways. It's a slightly tuneless but cheerful whistling.
Okay. I'll hit the back of the person in front of me, which is probably D'Angelo. I got something. Hey.
What did you hear?
Some sort of whistling from this corridor. Are the other two noticing?
Is this loud enough for me to hear when he talks to D'Angelo?
You don't catch it. Johann, it was just like a snatch of whistling coming off from one of the side corridors. You definitely heard it, but it sounds some distance away.
Should we go down there instead?
What did you hear?
Like a whistling.
Like the wind?
Nah, kind of different.
I don't think snakes whistle. And this is an old city. It's built on so many old ruins and the like. And it's probably a lot more things down here other than just snakes we need to be careful of. So probably not worth looking into that. Let's just deal with the snake problem first.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. To the whistling end of our lives.
You're not heading towards the whistling or towards the whistling?
I'm going to the whistling.
Okay.
Did you hear the whistling? Oh,
I mean, I pointed out
Johann was pointing where it's coming from, I assume.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any other directions instead of just stumbling all around down here. So I guess that'll be fine, right?
Oh,
So,
Mortimer, are you okay with this? With the whistling?
I don't think we should be heading towards the whistling simply because I don't think that'll be the snake. It could be something else. But if everyone wants to, I'll just go with the group. It's fine.
Oh, that makes sense
It's a
to Mortimer.
You can
It's a
always split up
direction.
and go different directions to cover more ground.
You stop. Don't you put that in our head. Don't you put that in our head. Bad keeper. Bad keeper, bad. We're going towards the whistling.
One day. So as you turn towards the whistling, turning down these brick-lined tunnels. Anyone who's sort of keeping an eye out on the surroundings as they go can make me a spot hidden.
I think
All
that'll
of
be
you
everyone.
now can hear the whistling, just snatches of it coming from this corridor.
Do I recognise this? Is it Harvey Patton when he was in the catacombs for
This is not the same tune, but it's bringing back the memories of. Oh, make me a sanity roll, Mortimer, please.
See,
That was I think.
success.
You're fine. I mean, that was, I think, a truly quite traumatic experience down there in the catacombs. The idea of dark tunnels underground and whistling brings
No
back memories.
light source and fighting ghasts.
You realise that this is a different tune. This is not Alouetta that he was whistling. Sounds like one of the drinking tunes you've been heard played in various like public houses and music halls. And as you draw closer, you can see this light coming from around the edge of the passageway. But before you get to the light, all of you except for D'Angelo.
I got a hard success on the spot hidden.
Yeah, all of you except for D'Angelo catch sight of just about head height. Like there's a bit of pipe sticking out from the wall. And caught on this pipe is this long, dangling shred of snakeskin.
Yeah.
See that? You see that snake skin?
Is it a big snake skin?
It's just a shred of snakeskin. Just a shred.
But it's a shred, but it's a big shred. See that? Do you think that was whistling? Can dead skin whistle?
Not to
The
the best
whistling
of
is
my
still
knowledge.
coming from around the corner.
Mortimer.
How big is a snake skin?
It's just a shred about yay big.
I'll probably just try and collect it, because I know somebody who's an expert on snakes who might be interested in it. I'll just try and get it. Now this will be interesting to study at some point, if we make it out of here.
Mortimer.
Yes?
Don't eat that. I'm just fucking with you, man. Come on, let's go. We're gonna kill a
Sure.
snake.
I'll just roll it up or pocket it. It's only a small amount of skin.
That is some weird English humor.
Listen, 5 names. I'm tired of your shit.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
As you having this conversation, as you hear a voice calling from around the corner where the light is. Hello? Who's there?
I have my hand on my knife, and I'm gonna turn the corner, and I am ready.
And what you see as you turn the corner, you see a man standing there. He's got a lantern in one hand, and in the other hand he's holding what looks to be like essentially a club, a big, heavy stick. And he's sort of poised. Who are you? What do you want?
I put the club down. Don't threaten Augustus Green. You'll be red.
So, not the thing we were looking for. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, listen, club guy, do you know anything about snakes?
Wish you didn't.
Are you a snake person?
I don't like snakes.
Do you know a man named Jim?
I know several men named Jim.
You know a man named Jim, he's big and strong, not as big and strong as me, but he's big and strong. You might have worked with him at a construction site.
Little Jim, yeah?
Yeah, little Jim's funny because he's big. Ha ha, he ha. Anyway, he came down to
No,
save
it's because
you.
there's another Jim who's bigger.
What the I have to kill everybody who's bigger than me. I have all this... Anyway.
Well, there was another Jim that was big, but he got killed by this bloke down there.
Name Augustus, yeah. Anyway. Why are you still down here?
Russian.
What?
You know? And he reaches down, like, up in his belt, you see what looks to be a sieve.
Yeah?
And, like, a small sack.
You know
What the
what?
fuck?
Searching
There's
for
all sorts
treasure.
down here. Nails, coins.
I
It's
see.
amazing what gets washed away down here.
Yeah, it's sort of like mudlarking, but
In the sewers.
Hold on.
it is.
You stay there. Huddle up, boys. Come here. And I'm whispering this. What the fuck? Little Jim told me that this fucker got eaten by a snake, or he thought he got eaten by a snake. So I think he's a snake person.
Might be just a different person.
But he said he knew Little Jim.
Probably quite a few people know him.
Mortimer, I'm about to kill this man. Convince me to not kill this man.
I think it's just someone else who knows him.
Okay. All right, Mortimer, I trust you. D'Angelo, you're smart. 5 names, you're smart.
I think this is probably a different person, although it is strange to be down here at this time of day.
Yeah, I know I'm as dumb as a doorknob, but this just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm just gonna go past the others and walk up to the guy.
Is it possible to do like a psychology roll as I check to see?
Yeah, give me a psychology roll. See what vibes you get off the guy.
I don't think that's a smart idea to stay down here. This
Hard to tell.
the guy. Look, and I'm just gonna go in my pocket and. You found something very big down here tonight, and maybe you should treat yourself. I'm gonna just shove him towards the ladder he'd probably come from.
Actually, as you reach for your pocket, you realise your purse isn't there.
Again. Oh well. Never mind. Every time I'm down here in this area, I get my purse stolen. Bad luck for you, I guess. We should probably go on.
Hey, Johan. Sorry about your bad luck. I'm gonna scooch past you real quick. Hey, what'd you say your name was again?
Didn't. It's, John.
John? That sieve that you have, is it a good sieve?
Yeah. You're not having my sieve.
Well, there's a hole in it.
There's lots of holes in it.
Well, but there's I know there's supposed to be holes in it because it's a sieve, but there's a big hole in the sieve. And when he looks down at it, I'm gonna punch him in the face as hard as I can.
Okay. Give me a fighting roll against John the sewer guy.
Can I have an extra dice since I kind of tricked him?
I'm going to say he's not going to get a chance to fight back or dodge.
Okay.
So this is essentially he is not seeing this coming. He doesn't get a chance to dodge out of the way of this, and it connects with the side of his face. Please roll me some damage.
Unarmed.
You hear the fuck as he stumbles back against the side of the sewer.
Does he bleed?
There's blood trickling from the side of his mouth. You might have probably broken his nose.
Is it normal blood or that
It's
weird? Because I know
normal
it's a
blood.
snake.
His face is still attached.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, sorry about that, man. I thought you were a snake person. Mortimer, pay the man.
I'll just rush over to check his injuries to make sure he's not too bad. I've brought my doctor stuff with me, so I'll just.
No.
I'll
Stay
patch you
back,
up.
all of you. I don't know what you want, but is this someone else's patch now?
Listen, no. Look. You said that you unfortunately knew stuff about snakes. We thought that you were a snake person because those are things that exist. I know that sounds weird to you. Don't argue with me or I'll hit you again. That was a love tap. That was the weakest I could have possibly hit you. So,
Oh no!
well, then have a stronger nose, you fucking delicate man. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Your dad should have raised you better.
Right,
Anyway,
look, you can have this bit.
I don't want the shit. I'm asking you, what do you know about the snakes?
I know, Erica up that way says that she saw a great big snake down here. I think she just wanted me to clear off so she could have this patch. There's good shit in here.
Okay. I'm just, look, we're looking for the big ass snake. That's the thing that exists. We're gonna fucking kill it. I'm a dangerous man. If you go to the cops, I'm gonna kill you and your third favorite person in the world.
Make me an intimidation check, please. He's just like backing away from you guys now, like, look, I'm just. But Erica's patch is up that way. She said she saw the snake. Just punch her in the face, and he legs it out there.
What, are you gonna call to the cop? Are you gonna go to the cops?
They never believe me. He said to you.
Right. Good. Good. Now I don't have to kill your third favorite person. I get tired of figuring out who that is. I just kill everyone you know. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna go that way.
He is gone. He is out of there.
Yeah,
Weird.
all right. Yeah, I can't believe who whines that much about getting punched in the face. Society's
Most people. Most people.
Johan, you don't whine. I punched you. You didn't cry about it.
I had the blood ward up at the time.
Now, as this is going on,
That's a good
anyone who's not currently involved in this argument can make me a listen roll if they would like. Okay, good to know.
I'm tired.
We're working perfectly like a well-oiled machinery.
Yeah. All right, let's go find Eric or Erica and find this stupid ass snake.
Okay. What I want now is I would like a group look roll, please. So whoever has the lowest look
13.
here. Anyone beat 13? Anyone lower than 13?
I think I have less luck. Let me double check. Yeah, I got 3.
Nice. Not me.
Jesus
Ah.
Christ.
Am I that you want? Why are you guys so unlucky?
I spend it like a lot because I do silly things in this game.
As you having this argument, you heading up the passage that John had indicated. It's a little narrower now. This is essentially just a round, brick-lined pipe. Essentially, it's got some liquid about this deep at the bottom, but the whole of it is circular in like cross section. And as you turn and make your way up this pipe, you hear movement ahead of you. Who's at the front of the group?
It's my big dumbass.
Who's got the lantern?
I think it's one of the one in between.
Yeah.
Bug.
So as you're splashing your way up,
You're muted, Monra.
Oh, sorry. I think Mortimer is likely to have one because I think the plan was Johan and Augustus would be effectively the tanks, really.
okay, so you've got the lantern, and this light shining up along reaches some distance up this corridor. You hear a splashing noise ahead. Sound of something large moving. And then you see the lantern light reflecting back at you as you see these two large eyes reflecting the light as the head of this giant snake glitters into view. Before we make any other moves, I require a sanity check from everyone involved. This thing is enormous, almost fills the entirety of the sewer. as it... Oh, D'Angelo. Oh, everyone.
Every single one.
Okay. So I need everyone to roll me 1d10.
Keeper,
Yes.
I have 16 sanity. I'd just like to say that before I make this roll. Oh,
Okay.
But you can't boost sanity by failing a roll. I'd have a really high amount of sanity.
You can't what? Boost sanity?
Can't boost sanity by failing a roll, or else I'd have a really high amount of sanity.
No. Unfortunately not. Yes. Okay, has anyone dropped down below their daily limit of sanity? I think we're just waiting on Johann's sanity roll here.
It's failed up there, up over Reese.
Could you give me a 1d10 then, please?
Oh yeah, that's potentially
Yeah, it's
a funny thing.
Okay, well, we're throwing
That's a
away sanity
meltdown.
left and right. So, D'Angelo and Augustus, you both lose 3 points of sanity. Now, is that enough to push either of you over your daily limit of loss?
where do I?
That is
Yeah, where do I
the
see
button
that?
that'll be the box on the far left. Basically, is your box in the middle now lower than the box on the far left in the sanity section?
Yes. Yeah, because my sanity is 13. Yeah, it says 13, 13, 90/99, and then 17.
And that's before the loss of the 3?
That's after the loss of the 3.
Okay, you are actually still somehow clinging this side of a bout of madness.
That's amazing.
How about you, D'Angelo?
The numbers are the same, 38 and 38. So it's
You are also just like any more sanity lost, and it's a bout of madness for you. Now,
it's fine. It's fine.
Johann or Mortimer, have either of you crossed over your daily limit?
I lost 9 sanity at once. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, there's going to be a definitely, but
Mortimer lost 8, so would that still count? He's above his daily limit, but
if you're above your daily limit, both of you can make me an intelligence roll. If you're below your daily limit, it's a bout of madness. So, Johann, you feel your sanity slipping away from you. Mortimer, you are somehow able to rationalize this away. You have lost
Just the big snake.
You have lost 8 points of sanity in one go, but you are not currently suffering a bout of madness.
it's just a big snake. It's fine.
It's just
Normal.
a massive snake. Johann. Oh. You are really confused about this entire situation. Because you do not have the slightest idea where the hell you are or how you got here. You don't remember anything that happened since... Where did I feel that last point? You don't remember anything that happened since you left the society earlier.
Why are we here? Where are we?
You knew you were going down, but now you're down here, and there is a snake slithering its way towards you. Now, if any of you would like to do anything, now is your moment. You all have a chance to do something before the snake reaches whoever's in front. It's up to you whether that something is turn and run away, or attempt to fight a giant snake who's coming at you head on down a sewer.
Well, this is not the first time that we went somewhere where something was dangerous. So I'm looking my body up and down to see if we brought something to kill a big fucking snake.
And you notice your rapier is gone. You had it last time you remember. You don't have your rapier anymore.
Fuck.
You somehow have this
I love it.
cavalry saber instead.
Oh well, I guess at least I'm armed. I'm gonna draw that.
Keeper,
Yes.
I'm gonna cast the black words.
Alright. So, please... But you've never cast it. But please give me a power roll.
Hard success.
Excellent. Let's see. Okay, that beats the snake's power. How many points of magic are you putting into this? Bear in mind that for every point of magic you put into this, you lose half that amount. So, say you put 2 magic points in, you also put a sanity point in.
Augustus doesn't know that he's close to being insane, though. This is correct.
No.
That he would, and Augustus, I'm asking you, the keeper, logic check me. Augustus loves the idea of powerful magic. He worked really hard to get it, and he really likes killing things. And he has said that he's scared of the snake, and he wants to kill it as soon as possible. So he would probably empty the tank and put all he has in it. That makes sense, right? So then I'm putting all 9 points.
Okay. So that is 9 points of magic and 5 points of sanity.
Okay.
Which is enough to push you over your limit.
I'm at 8 points of sanity. Does that stop me from resolving the spell? Or
No, that does not stop you from resolving the spell. You can still cast magic whilst you're insane.
Okay.
So, as you sort of cast this... Who's nearest Augustus up at the front?
I mean,
I think Mortimer was not too far away. He was holding the lantern to see
So
it
Augustus,
up ahead.
Mortimer, you hear as Augustus just speaks these words. They send the hairs on the back of your neck on end. And you know these words. You have used the black words. You have cast this yourself. And you watch for a moment, his eyes just go black from rim to rim. And further down the corridor, you hear the snake let out this agonized hiss. Coils back as, like, part of its flesh and its scales just shrivel up into scales just dropping off blackened, splashing into the water around its head. It's definitely done something quite horrible to it. As the magic strikes it. But Augustus, I need you to roll me 1d10 as well, please.
Nine.
Ooh. What is scary about this situation?
Are you asking me?
Up a new phobia. So the instant ones I can think of are either a fear of reptiles or a fear of dark enclosed underground spaces. But if you can think of any that are more sort of...
Reptiles would I think he's already creeped out by them, so that would make sense. I do have a question. Is that 9 that I rolled, is that additional sanity loss?
No. That is just where on the table of what is occurring you go. So,
gotcha.
Johann's 1 was for amnesia. Your 9 is for a new phobia. There's a table of 10 options. Sometimes I reroll if you get a really boring option.
Yeah.
But yes, you now have a crippling fear of reptiles, which I think would be what I don't know. probably got a name. But yes, this fear strikes you, and unfortunately for you in this circumstance, it will give you a penalty die when attempting to do things whilst in the presence of the thing you are afraid of. So currently, this just, it's not really a phobia, because I think in this circumstance, it's perfectly rational to have a fear of reptiles. Right?
Yeah, I put everything I had into it. I still didn't kill it. I heard it,
Yeah,
but I didn't
it's
kill
still
it.
there. It's still moving towards you. And this fear seizes you. As Augustus is doing this... Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm not going to start screaming into my mic and into all of your ears, but I am now bellowing in, it's like 90% fear and 10% rage, I would say.
Okay, as Augustus is shrieking in fear and rage, anyone else have anything they want to do before the serpent reaches you? You want to charge forward in the action? You want to run away? Anything
I'm
you want to do?
interpreting that as a battle cry. I'm gonna charge in.
Okay. So, Augustus, as if fear strikes you, Johann just charges past you.
Cavalry saber up front and...
Alright, give me I can't remember if you have a particular sword fighting skill. If not, it's fighting
Nope.
roll.
Fighting roll. Nope.
And, like, you swing... The weight in this is wrong. It's not your rapier. It's not right. It's an entirely different movement, and you've not quite got it this time round.
Yep.
Anyone else? Johann's there up front with the serpent.
Yeah, I think Mortimer would be trying to hold the light source over the whole scene. He would have drawn his cane sword ready. He'd probably have the sheath of it in the hand he's holding the lantern with and have the sword in the other, ready to strike if it comes close enough. But he's focused on holding the light source because he's been trapped in the dark without a light source before, and it's a bad idea.
Okay, so you're holding your ground for now, but not going any closer. D'Angelo.
Angelo draws his sword. This new fancy sword.
Are you
Well, that's
charging
all.
forwards, or are you
He's gonna
holding your ground alongside
No,
Mortimer?
just preparing himself. Just preparing himself with the sword. They can handle it. They have magical healing.
The way I see it, D'Angelo and Mortimer are probably either side of Augustus at this point.
I can see the three of you standing there, and then Johann has charged forward. So as Johann charges forward, swings at the serpent lunges forward to attempt to bite Johann.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Would you like to try and fight back against this? Or dodge it?
We're fighting it. So I'm fighting back. That's a hard success!
A hard success beats the serpent's success. So roll me, that will be 1d8 plus 1 plus your damage bonus for this salary.
8 plus 1 plus my damage bonus.
Yes. So
That makes it 1d8 plus 1.
Yes. As the snake lunges forwards, like are you trying to like stab it in the jaw or slice it?
Just,
or?
I'm picturing it trying to just swallow me whole, but because it's so huge, and I'm just trying to staple it to the ceiling.
Yeah, just blade goes in, like this Icarus blood dripping out. It's not dead, but it's wounded and it's not happy. Sort of, you can hear it thrashing and writhing in the tunnel further up. So it lets out this hissing cry. Augustus.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Augustus is... He's gonna pull out his gun and just start shooting.
Okay. Well, I will say for the circumstances is don't fumble. That is just a fail, not a fumble. As you shoot, the bullet is just... I think probably going to hit a wall, I think, down here is probably the most likely.
Yeah, I'm still I'm just screaming, and like when I shoot my gun, it's like I pull it out and I just point it in the general direction, and I almost just look away, like I don't even want to stare at this thing's visage.
Johan, you hear a bullet hit the brickwork near you, like showering shards of brick and mortar down upon you.
This is fine.
Well, Johan, over to you again.
I kind of keep stabbing it. It's going to work fine, right? What could possibly go wrong? I miss.
Luckily it missed on its fighting back. Yeah. Not quite getting this swing. The snake's just not quite where it was before. Mortimer, Johan is up there, holding his own sort of against this serpent. What would you like to do?
How close is it?
At the moment, it's probably... It's just at the edge of the reach of the light, so you could get there if you wanted to be there.
I'll move closer, so, for example, if he needs medical support, I can patch him up and get him out of there. But I'm not going to move close enough for it to strike me yet.
Okay, so you're not moving in to fight it, you're just kind of...
Yeah, the thing is, he can take a hit, I can't. But on the other hand, I can patch him up better than he can patch me.
Okay, D'Angelo.
I would like to shoot it from a safe distance. I can't do nothing.
Glances off the brickwork. More sort of, there's these gunshots ringing really loudly in this enclosed space. I'm going to say you're all going to have some disadvantage on listen rolls for some time following this. Like, this is gunshots going off in a tunnel. This is loud. This is close. The snake lunges forward for Johan once again. Are you going to try and dodge that or fight back against that? Johan.
More fighting back. More fighting back. That worked perfectly fine earlier, right? So we're going to do that again. How about fighting roll?
I was thinking, hard success. He's going to have to get an extreme success to beat this. Like, Mortimer is... No, Johan's about to get chomped on by a serpent. But no, please roll me the damage again. Like, you have mastered, like, the riposte.
Does an extreme success do max damage?
That is a very good question. It's so
I'm sure it does the max. You get the full dice roll, so it would be a D8. It would be 8 plus 1.
Yes, extreme level of success, not applicable to a defender who is fighting back, unfortunately.
Okay, so that's 2 damage.
2 damage. Every little health. Exact opposite of last time. A glancing blow against the serpent. But it's still not managed to inflict any damage, even on your ward. Augustus, over to you once more.
Augustus is going to shoot at it twice.
All right, you got a penalty on both of those.
So does that mean purple dice or green?
Purple.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Roll it twice.
Yes.
Or just once.
Twice. Yeah. So the first one, that is a failure, but the second one is a success. Is that 1 point of damage?
Yep.
I'd say almost here it's less that the bullet hit the snake and more that like the bullet hit the brickwork really near the snake.
Yeah, it hit the wall and then ricocheted and glanced it. As I look at it, can I make any determination as to how healthy this thing looks? Like do I see like if my spell burned it badly?
Your spell definitely. Your spell has essentially caused like these almost necrotic patches where the scales have fallen off, exposing some of its flesh and sort of breaching through any sort of armor that it might otherwise have had. And it's also, caused a good deal of damage. It's not at the point of death yet, but it's definitely taken a good deal of damage. Injury.
I'm gonna scream, use your spells, use your guns, kill it, kill it, kill it.
Guns?
And that's my turn.
Okay, back over to Johan. His luck has to run out at some point, or start on his own turn.
I mean, I'm gonna chop because I have a sword. This is in front of me, and I'm gonna chop it. And this time it's a success.
Okay. Your success beats its success on fighting back, so roll me some damage from the sword.
That's 5 points of damage.
Okay, it's chipping down at this. Like, it's not near the point of death yet, but it has taken a fair bit of damage. Mortimer, anything you would like to do, or are you still hanging back in reserve?
I think Mortimer will probably put his sword away, draw his pistol, and just focus on aiming at it. He won't take a shot this round, but he'll aim to try and get an advantage next time.
Okay, so yeah, taking your time, taking your aim, so you've got a bonus die next round.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in short range, would it, for me? Or
if you want to get up close in its face, it can be.
No, I'm
Essentially,
staying
if you
where
want to
I
put
am.
yourself in striking distance of the snake, then yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, I'll just focus on getting a shot lined up.
Okay, D'Angelo.
I'll do the same. Aim
Okay.
calmly.
Aim calmly. Focus. The snake lunges forward. Come on. Snake has got to get a win out of this. Snake lunges forwards to Johan once again. Johan, you can fight back or dodge against it.
More fight back. At some point, my luck's gonna run out. It's gonna be fun. Right now.
You jinxed it. You try and fight back, and its jaws slam down.
Oh shit.
So. That is 3 points of damage to be absorbed by your ward.
That's fine.
And then I need you to make me a con roll. Actually, no, because its teeth didn't reach through into you. So no, actually, I'm going to say it needs to actually get its fangs into you in order to poison you. So this isn't even by the poison. So no con roll. It can't actually. You watch as its jaws slam down on Mortimer. Oh, not on Mortimer, on Johan. And he's just completely unharmed. The snake rears back away from him. And it's Augustus's turn once more. You are muted, my friend. Or your mic is not working. I don't know which. Oh no! Right. Roll me a shot. As just the silent fear overtakes you. Single shot or multiple shots? Just the one shot. Unfortunately, does not hit. Does not hit. It's the fear gripping you. Johan.
It's gonna work. I'm gonna keep hacking at that thing
Just
until
for
it lies
lighting
dead.
this serpent in this, so just hacking it to death. And let's see. Oh no! I thought for a moment that I'd got an extreme success, and then I realised, no, I had rolled an 80, not an 8. I can't read dice. So yeah, roll me some more damage, Johan. Mortimer, you can take your shot with a bonus die. Oh, I think you managed one really good blow, and since that you've just been okay, that is an extreme success, and that is on your round, so that will be max damage plus roll the weapon damage. It's an impaling shot.
Let's see.
The blunt weapons, it's just max damage. Things like bullets and things, it's...
So that'll be 8 plus 4, because it's a D8 would be the max damage.
8 plus...
Solid 12 points.
12.
Nah.
12 points.
Yeah, and this... D'Angelo, you also get your aimed shots. Let's see. Just a success, but roll me some damage from that firearms. The snake
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Well, I mean, it's pretty injured now, and it's starting to kind of try and slither back along this corridor, but it's not got anywhere to maneuver. So essentially, it's just trying to slither back away. But it is going to take, it's going to take one last a chance to try and get rid of this nuisance in front of its face first. It's going to try and get rid of Johan. That is ooh. Okay.
That sounds like swallows me whole.
So the jaws
goodness.
close around you. You take there's 2 points of damage that are absorbed by your ward, but even though you've taken no damage, its jaws have closed over you. You have now been swallowed by the snake, and it's starting to retreat back along this corridor with Johan inside of it.
Fumbles are fun.
Beautiful.
Can I chase after it?
Yes, it's your.
Do you want to, though? It's just Johan.
I love Johan.
Who's next? Is it Augustus?
It's Augustus next. It's Augustus up next.
So Augustus is going to start screaming complete and utter madness. A lot of it is religious. Again, I'm not going to scream into your ears, but it's things like, "Take me, God, I'm the one who deserves to burn in the pit. Leave my friends alone." And I have my gun in one hand, I have my knife in the other, and I'm doing everything I can to catch up to it. And what I'm going to try to do, I don't think it's going to work, but he's half crazy. He's going to leap and try to drive his knife into the tail of the snake and pin it to the sewers.
This would be the head of the snake. The tail
Or
is
the head of the snake.
somewhere a good distance away up pipe.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm going to try to...
You do unfortunately have a penalty die because you are terrified of snakes.
Absolutely. So what role would it be? Would it be brawl?
This would be fighting brawl, yes.
Okay. And I will roll it with the purple because I have the
No,
disadvantage.
I'm going to stay mean. So much of me is tempted to give you a bonus point for style, but...
You could just give me a straight up roll.
You know what? Let's make this a
disadvantage.
straight roll. Yes, it's...
It is, logically, it is a big target too, so it does kind of balance out.
That is a good point. Big target versus and style points versus your fear of it.
And I'm big too, yeah.
Yeah, as you slam your blade into the snake, like wriggles and hisses as you just 11 points of damage as its knife just goes down into its head. The snake shifts and writhes. Johan, inside the snake, you can feel it sort of, essentially the wild death throes of this snake around you. I need a sanity roll from you, actually. This is a traumatic experience being swallowed alive by a serpent. Please roll me 1d8.
Johan has flown too close to the zone. Icarus.
The curse of your fumble strikes once again. You never roll one fumble, you always just...
And I rolled an 8 on those sanities.
8 more points of sanity. You're just plunging back into madness and terror, and you are also going to take 1 point of damage, which I think is still being absorbed by your
Yeah,
ward.
it's fine. There's still ward left.
But the snake...
I would like to cut myself out of the snake if it's dead, and then be like...
It is dying. This is its death throes, this is dying. So yeah, give me... I'm going to ask for a fighting roll to see if you can cut yourself out in one go. Or are you going to need some medical... No.
Nope, that's probably the better way, though.
Yeah, you can't see what you're doing. This thing is writhing, it is moving, but it is very much dying. Mortimer, over to you.
Does he have a bout of madness because of that sanity loss?
He is already in a bout of madness.
Oh, fair
So
enough.
I guess roll me another d10. I guess we can stack bouts of madness.
I don't know.
You already have it. Yeah, we can stack bouts of madness. Why
I
not?
mean, more madness.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh. Ooh.
Just saying, I halved my sanity today.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is. I think this might be a bit more of a lingering one.
That just means you had a good session.
You have this deep sense of betrayal. Like, they didn't help you. You were up there fighting the snake on your own, and they were just hanging back like cowards. You know, you've heard what Augustus has been saying, and you know what he's been spreading to the others. Like, they were trying to get you killed there. They were leaving you up front to face this thing and get swallowed by the snake so that you could be killed. And this certain sort of paranoid certainty that they just tried to get you killed here. They're trying to kill you.
I will remember that.
Up to you how you choose to do about that.
Well, I can probably guess where Johan is in the snake. There's probably a Johan-shaped outline.
You can see a bulge. Yes.
Yes. I'll try to, cut him out. But I'm going to rely on my medical skills rather than just hacking
give
slash.
me a medicine roll. This can be medicine.
Sort of, in a way, C-section.
This is like very much
Johan's being
battlefield
reborn.
It turns out you're not an
understand that.
obstetrician.
I will spend the 1 point of luck.
Okay, yeah. So if you cut open the side of the snake, there's this gush of blood and acid and just splatters into the already gross sewage water as Johan sort of spills out of the serpent, which is now just ceased switching.
That was
It's
close.
dead.
Yeah. Why was it the only one up front?
I was up there. You literally came out of the snake and watched me. I pinned it to the ground. I was shooting at it from point blank range almost. What are you on about?
It's a different way to kill it, but it's dead.
That it certainly is.
The knife through the head works.
I can't be here anymore. And I turn around and look for a ladder.
Well, this is going to be a
Stop.
question. Give me a navigate roll, please, someone. Can you remember how to get back to the way out?
Mortimer's going to remove the fangs and the venom from the snake if he can.
Yeah, I'll accept. Give me, I guess, a medicine or a natural world. This is going to be for, safety and quality here.
Let's hope I don't fumble this.
Yes.
Success.
You've got a pair of massive snake fangs.
Did it get a sample of the venom as well?
I mean, it comes with the fangs.
True, yeah. It'd be interesting to study.
Yeah, and you've
And,
managed to not get it all over your skin. But yeah.
Yeah, fumble would have been bad there. Navigate roll as well, I'll try and follow the others.
And the others seem to be
Have they
they've walked
already
down one
gone?
way, they've wandered back that way, they seem to be a bit lost.
As am I.
Yeah. You're kind of wandering back and forth, and it probably takes you another hour to find the ladder which you used to climb down in.
The rope's still there?
The rope is still there, dangling back down. John did not take your rope.
Finally, let's get out of here. I want fresh clothes.
And just for completeness
You are
sake.
taking a climb roll on.
Oh, come on. Could I have one more climb roll?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, look.
No, we owe you. We owe you.
I would like to take my time with the climb and be very careful.
You're tired.
That'll help. But
You've
yeah.
all got a bonus die because of the rope. But, yeah.
I'll roll it a second time then.
You knew what you were asking for.
I'm going to
and
say
now
that
you're
after an
getting it.
hour of wandering around lost in the sewer, it then takes you at least another half an hour between the four of you to climb up this ladder. Like, you're exhausted. You've been through a lot.
And it was slippery. Jim
It's
described
very
it
slippery.
as very slippery. And I would imagine half of that time is I get halfway up through it, and I'm just exhausted. I'm just like, have my arms through one of the rungs, and I'm just like, just
But
collapse through it.
eventually, slowly, and with zero grace and style, you emerge from the sewers, covered in a mixture of, like, depending on who you are, sewage, serpent guts, just horrible filth and shit.
Just shit.
We're probably not smelling that great.
You
We
smell
should not get it back in the
revolting.
carriage. We should just walk. We should not ruin the carriage.
Is it
Johan?
gonna be smelling worse if I jump in the Thames quick, or is it gonna be smelling less worse?
That would be a swim roll as well, though. And a jump.
That is the point.
Yeah, but if you've
And then I
probably
climb
would
to
end
get
the
back out.
night.
Johan?
But
Johan? Come here, please.
I'm not. I'm just gonna look at you suspiciously.
I really let you down, and I'm sorry. I let all of you down.
You killed the snake. You did good. Don't worry about it.
Mortimer, D'Angelo, Johan, I would like you to hear me and hear me clearly. One moment. I need to gather my words. I'm retiring from the Esoteric Society. I'm no good to anybody physically, and I'm clearly not meant to use magic. I will continue to give money to the society so that my daughter has proper room and board. I will be an assistant if you need me, but I'm all washed up. I got that feeling when I couldn't get the bar in order earlier today. And now the only reason I could even kill that snake is because I basically fell on it with a knife. I got nothing. Good day. And I walk off in another direction, looking for a house or somebody that I know that I could take a shower and get some clothes.
you could probably manage a wash basin.
Anything. Rainwater would be great at this point.
I didn't know we could retire from this.
You can't.
He may come back. We'll have to wait and see.
He will come back.
It was a tough evening,
You'll have
but
to wait.
I need a bath.
Yeah, I need a vacation.
So, yeah, let's catch up at a later date at the society, perhaps at the weekend.
Yeah, so as you head home with your sanity in various states of disrepair, the heavens open and it starts chucking it down with rain, washing away the filth and washing down into the sewers of London. The next day there is a large flood in one part of the east end of London where it seems a sewer blocked and got backed up. When the workers eventually made it down there to investigate, whatever the blockage was had long been washed out by the floodwater and forced out and down into the Thames. The remains of the Serpent carried out into the sea.
Bye.